Welcome to Rewind the Podcast.
What up? Welcome back to another episode of Rewind the Podcast with our little traveler, Blakey Blake.
American Requiem.
You need to rest your voice.
You hear that? Yeah.
All right, let's start off with a quick update /
surprise
announcement. So, Blake and Raven Be Doing Stuff is now out on YouTube.
On the YouTubes, episode 1 is out. Blake and Raven Be Doing New York, part 1 of, well, you'll see. But
seriously,
y'all have already been nice, really, so far. As of filming this, it premiered today. I think we've already gotten over a couple hundred views, so that's been really great. Thank you for the love. And we'll have these when we have cool opportunities, and we've got some coming down the pipeline with summer coming up. So make sure you watch it.
Yeah, it was so fun to film. I think that once y'all see it, you'll see how much fun we actually had on this trip, and it's like getting to hang out with us because it's from producer Gabe's point of view. So it really, I think, we watched it back and we're giggling.
We giggled.
And I forgot all the stuff we did. So it's fun to have it and for y'all to see it too.
I will say it is fun because when we're all here, we have to really pay attention to lights and cameras and then sound and everything. But it was just kind of fun because Gabe loves to film, and so he just kind of got to walk around and film us. And me and Raven, it was very interesting to not be okay, what are we gonna talk about on this thing? And it was more just we're doing stuff, and then we turn around and Gabe would be like.
Also, I would like to note that I really get ready to do this with y'all. I do my hair, I do my makeup, I find something new to wear every week. This vlog, that's what I really be looking like. If you run into me at Target, you're gonna be like, oh, that's her right there. That's her.
Oh, hey girl, you got a bonnet on.
Because it was so real and so rough.
Episode 2, you see your panties. I'll tell you what.
Where?
You don't.
Oh, I was I haven't approved that.
I'm not the editor for that. He is, so I guess we'll see. I will say, New York was fun. I do wish y'all, not to bring it back to me, but I was in Chicago this last weekend, and I really wish y'all were there. I think we would have had a lot of fun.
We have to do Chicago.
But
tell me the main event. How was it?
Okay.
Beyonce, Chicago, night 3. Blake was in the audience. Talk to me. On the floor.
So I got VIP pit. I'm bragging about it now because it was an amazing experience. When I paid Beyonce her coin, I was like, Beyonce, you better eat my ass while you're in the middle of one of these songs because let me tell you what, it was expensive. But after being on this side of the show, every penny was worth it.
Can't wait.
Let me tell you this. Okay, so I'm not going to give y'all too many details. I know if y'all were looking for. First of all, thank y'all for the love on that Instagram post I did. It was brrrr.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. People were excited. So Raven's going in July.
That's what I was about to say, because I would be the one to suck you out. Do not spoil this concert for me. I want to hear, but I don't want to hear.
So I'm going to give you a general kind of thing. I will say this. The first things first. I'm
the really.
Amen. The first thing was I prayed. I specifically chose Chicago in May because I said I don't want to sweat. And God said bet. It was 50 degrees.
Oh, really? I heard it was cold.
It was cold. The turkey was done. That's all I'm going to say. If you're watching, you're welcome. But when the show got started, we all started doing the electric slide. We were jumping around in there. Y'all haters corny. She sang it. But we were jumping around. By the time we were done, I was sweating. It was a party. All I'm gonna say, as far as the show goes, is one for night 3. I don't know how it's going to be for all of them because I know it was kind of select for Renaissance. We were getting the Blue Ivy show.
Oh, my gosh.
And the sister has grown up. She has come into her dancing.
Gorgeous.
She's come into her power and her confidence.
I love it.
We got to see Rumi. She came out.
That's the happiest child.
The happiest child.
She is so happy to be a part.
She is happy to be there. At one point, she was doing something, and you could tell it from my point of view. It looked like Beyonce was kind of trying to be a projector, look over here, and she was doing hearts to everybody. She's the way.
So cute.
This is the funny thing is when I see Rumi and Blue on stage, I'm like, Beyonce is a mom.
Oh, somebody mama for real. And Jay-Z is their daddy.
Yes, and she like we're all like Beyonce, and they're like that's my
That's
mom.
my mom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I will say at one point Beyonce and Blue Ivy like went off on the separate parts of the stage. Do you know what the stage looks like at least?
Not big picture. I've only
Okay.
seen like a little TikToks here and there.
There's some like walkways, and so they
Yeah.
each go down a separate walkway. And at one point, it was like half the audience looked at Beyonce and half the audience looked at Blue.
Really?
And I was like, the transition begins.
I love that.
It was crazy. The show itself, I was at a 2-hour protest. That's what it felt like at times.
Okay.
A protest of joy, clearly.
Okay.
But the current state of the union and the songs, the way she told them, some of the the videographic images. I'm tired. I was on a plane at 5 a.m. and that's why I'm in this Britney shirt for the 8th week in a row.
No comment.
Look at her beautiful dress.
Thank you.
But
some of us get ready for work.
And some of us
Don't.
The visuals, the meaning, some of the little quips she said, like I think it's in American Requiem where she's like, said I wasn't country enough, and then I was too country, and then like she kind of just like popped off in the middle, and she was like, and just in case you forgot, I'll always be country, like something like that, and we were like, went with my friends, my friend Mark, friend of the pod, hello, in his own design, like all red costume, hammered, doing the electric slide with everybody. If that's somebody who gets invited to the cookout, he deserves his award because let me tell you what, it was great. I got a little emo.
Of course.
I did.
Not you at Beyonce crying.
I didn't get emotional cry. I got emotional pissed off.
Oh.
Yeah. Because I was at the barricade at the front because I was in VIP. And sorry.
When I go, I'm going to be in the 100.
She's going to have a seat. And let me tell you what.
A seat.
But, this is something I'll give to Beyonce. A long show.
It's
great.
a long show.
By the end of a certain set, I was like, Beyonce, these Skechers can only do so much.
Listen, and I got a little author in my left knee, it gives me trouble.
You're going to love that little seat.
So I got to have a place to...
Yeah, from the seat. Yeah.
Yeah.
If she sings it. I don't know. Does she? Does she not? Comment below. But I got emo mad because people were dressed to the nines. It was Black Excellence. It was Cowboy. It was Fierce. All these and people. It was like people when they would talk about the Taylor Swift concert, like, I love your outfit. You look so cute. How can I help you? Like, oh girl, like let's take a picture together. Like this beautiful community. And because we live in Nashville, and I think good for her for not coming here. I just was like, again, kind of talking about sinners, like the Black Dollar. Country music is missing such a huge piece of the pie.
Speak on it.
Because they'd
rather be selective and racist than make that money. And that's the thing, too, money is green.
Yeah.
Continue.
Well, no, that's a very more direct way of saying it. I would say they would rather fly their plane at 5 feet altitude than 35,000.
100%.
Because it was just like, and I was looking around and I was like, I mean, like the majority of the stadium was obviously black, and I was just like, it's just. But y'all want to sing about they're not gonna take my flag. Let me tell you what, the American flag was all over
100%.
that show, and it was just like. And I mean, I'm not like stupid to say like I wasn't raised to know about like the way America was actually built or like. Black's Wall Street. Like, I didn't even learn until college, like, the fact that country music was, black original. Black music, black originated, whatever I said.
I like that.
Originated by black people. And so to watch it go down, it was just like, I don't know, like, I had so much fun, but I was also like, I just feel like I'm celebrating, like, actual history. Yeah. Because then we were in the airport, like, today, and there was, like, this thing of, like, George Washington, and it was like, be a leader. And I was like, girl, shut up. I was like,
leave George alone. No, I will say this. That's the part I am excited about. I'm excited for a space for black people to be patriotic and it be like real patriotism and not this like manufactured weird, like proud to be an American like we're all supposed to be. Yeah. Especially because our ancestors built this for free. Just gonna put that out there.
I'm in the mood today where I'm like, let's just talk about it.
But I am really excited to see all people. I will say that's a great thing about Beyonce shows. It is a colorful show. There's people who, different ages, like kids, adults, old people, young people, black, everybody's there, and everyone's there having a good time. So I'm excited to see like that level of patriotism for the DC show.
Yeah. Now, I will say this. You said Beyonce is for everyone, and she brings everyone together.
Correct.
Can I be controversial yet brave?
Yeah, controversial yet brave.
I personally struggled for some reason.
Okay.
And I'll say, for some reason, when I see like the group of white girlies all together at Beyonce.
Why?
I don't know. Because I immediately assume it with like, when I see like white girlies in another show and it's like white girl tears and we're doing like.
Let the girl.
No, don't get mad because this is what had enforced that is when we were leaving the show and we were all walking out in droves, tired as hell, feet hurt, had to walk a mile to the Uber spot pickup.
Exactly.
There was these two white girls, the ones who look like they're like, come follow me as I get a piece of pie, you know, that kind of thing. And this guy was just like, we don't talk like that. This guy was like selling like bottled waters or something, just like, it was a black guy.
He was just outside a concert. That's
outside
normal.
a concert, and it was hot, natured. And he was walking by, and she literally like shoulder checks him as he's walking by and like doesn't say, excuse me. She's like moving in her little fur. And he goes, damn, baby, Beyonce got you that turned up. Like, and she was like, and like moved. And I was like, you don't get to bring, and that's where I think that bias, I'm going to be very honest, controversial yet brave, that bias comes from because I'm like, this is not your space. You don't get to act like that. And when I started to be like, oh, it was a 2-hour protest, we're all here together, I was like, and you're I was like, you know, and I was just like, and also I'm a white gay man who's there, so like, let's be real, the concert's also like for me, but not for me, you know, so like, I'm coming, that's like, you know, that's just one of those things. But the concert was a lot of fun. I'm going to wrap this up. I met this couple. One was from Chicago there, and then she was there with her gay friend from San Francisco. They might be listening to the pod now because I told them all about LO.
Hello.
She had to check me because she said, she was like, oh, I used to work for United, and I went to Houston, and it was like real hot or something like that. And I was like, oh, how long have you been a flight attendant? She said, baby, I do programming for marketing. And I said,
get him together, girl.
And I said, oh. And I said, I'm going to apologize to you right now because the way, and I was like, first of all, and I was like, not an excuse. I'm friends with a lot of gays. When they say they work for United, they are flight attendants. And she was like, she's like, not you deprogramming and the feminism over here. And I was like, no, you're right. You work, you get that money, you get that paycheck. And she was in the floor, paid for the seats herself.
Hey, sis.
Yes.
Programmer, make that money, honey.
Yes. And since I was a little 3 sheets to the wind and couldn't say it to your face, your friend was so fine.
Oh, my gosh.
But I never come home empty-handed for you.
Do you have me a bag?
So, well, since I got VIP.
Oh, my God.
Raven is not VIP. She will not get this bag when she goes unless she gets upgraded.
No, she won't.
So I just wanted to bring you my little gift.
Wait, are you giving this to me?
I want you to unbox it. I'm gonna give most of it to you. There's one thing you can't have because it's for the studio.
Okay, but this is for me?
Yeah, because you can take it when you can go because you have to have a clear bag.
Blake.
So
not me. I don't even get to go.
You hush.
Oh, say hi to producer Gabe.
Ooh, a car freshener.
A car freshener. Lumiere.
I can't.
Well, it's in plastic.
Nothing.
You can't smell?
Shut up. I just stand up. Usually you just smell it through.
I wish there was 2 because you and Gabe give me so many rides. Is there 2? I don't know.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. 25% off Sacred.
Oh, and I did need some Sacred. Thank you.
Yes.
$1.
Well, you're in luck. Oh, no, not just $1. Not just $1, everyone. Show the camera.
It's a big dollar.
This is a part of the
It's
show.
a Beyonce dollar.
It's not a Beyonce dollar, a Beyonce buckin'.
Oh, cute.
And that's all I'm gonna say. Gabe, would you like to touch it?
Wait, I'm excited.
A little product.
Not a deep condition. Bitch, I'm gonna use this.
Yeah, show that. No, you got to do it like let me see, like the influencers do, like this.
It's a deep conditioner.
A deep conditioner. That was in our little VIP bag.
I'm gonna use this. Oh, is this your ticket?
Yeah.
I can't.
Someone saw it on my story and said you paid 31 because where is it? They said you paid $31.75 for a pit, and I said no.
Is this going on our set?
It can, yeah.
Oh.
Well, we had a cowboy hat that falls every week that y'all see,
Bible.
so we have something Cowboy Carter now to replace it. I don't know where to put it yet. A handkerchief.
Is this for me?
If you want it, yeah.
Hold this.
Okay. Gabe, since you're not gonna
Wait, don't offer him nothing.
Oh.
You lost your man. Don't offer him nothing yet. We gonna wait and see what's in here first, and then we gonna start offering people stuff. Blake is crazy. Shut up. Oh my God.
Damn, that's big. I should have pulled that out yesterday. I was so cold on my arms.
I might wear this with my outfit.
Yeah, spin it around so they can see what it
I already
says.
showed them.
No, it's backwards on camera.
Oh, my bad, child.
Cowboy
Cute.
Carter tour. And then you'll get one of those bracelets. They hand them to everybody, but this is the one you don't get to keep.
Oh, God dang.
Yeah, because I'm also gonna wear it to Anna Catherine's wedding.
Is it a bolo?
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
I know. I thought we could hang it.
Can I borrow it for my show? I swear I won't lose it.
Can I be honest? You lose stuff.
I swear I won't lose it. I was gonna buy one because my.
Well, good. You can buy one then.
Shut up.
Not a fight on the pod.
My homegirl. So my homegirl, Kissed by Bo, is a designer, and I'm wearing one of her pieces to the concert.
Oh, okay. Hello, Kissed by Bo.
And I really needed a bolo.
I know. Well, now you have one. Honestly, with all this stuff, you could probably walk right into VIP.
Like,
oh, she said,
she already been here. Come on in, baby.
Raven is the first person who could probably sneak her way into VIP.
Oh, no, 100%.
Not see a chair and say, I'm good.
Like, I just came up here to see what y'all smell like, and I'm gone.
There was Sir Davis like silver cups, but our friend Andrew, friend of the pod, hello, he goes, they're complimentary after you pay $32 for a drink. And I was like, that's not complimentary.
I would have paid it. Thank you so much.
Yes.
I'm gonna take that's gonna be my little purse. For the concert.
So that was the Beyonce concert.
So tell me, do you prefer New York or do you prefer Chicago?
There were so many beautiful moments.
You prefer New York?
New York with y'all. Chicago was fun. I like the beat. So I know you love Chicago, Gabe. It's still a little too Midwest for me.
Okay.
I just lived, eat, and breathed New York. It was so beautiful. I would love to go back to Chicago with Rewind the podcast on tour. But yes. Also, if we had a Patreon, this is where we would cut it and say you can watch it. There's some. Let's move on.
Girl, we can talk about that tonight.
We'll talk about that tonight. The last thing I want to say is...
Oh, I was going to talk about something else real quick.
Oh, what's up?
Speaking of America and politics, y'all heard Joe Biden got the cancers.
He's got the prostate cancer. Mm-hmm.
I really... Thoughts and prayers to Pop and...
Dr. Jill Biden.
And Dr. Jill and everybody, and, wishing you a very quick recovery. I was really sad to hear that.
I know. And it was, there's no, a lot you can say. It's just really sad. And I think we now know why he probably wasn't running for a second term.
Yeah.
So.
I will say, J.D. Vance took this opportunity to make it a political situation and respectfully go to hell.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you see that Trump also is trying to sue now Beyonce and Oprah?
Yes. Saying that Kamala paid for them for the endorsement. And I said, okay, well, make sure when you go to coffee with your friend Elon Musk and your friends in Qatar who just gave you a $400 million jet, that you tell them that.
Yeah.
Tell them what a big deal that was. But anyways.
Thoughts and prayers to former President Joe Biden.
Yeah. Last thing I'll say about Beyonce, there's a specific moment in the show where I was like, this is reflective of not only like America's time, but like a moment in right now. And all I'm going to say is gingers are black people. Let's talk about it.
So the internet has been set ablaze, child, about black people being gingers.
Yeah.
And duh.
Okay,
you
wait.
know what I mean?
Well, no, because back in the day, the what's it called? The thing was like gingers have no souls. Racism. But now people are like, gingers are black people.
Yes.
And so I'm seeing like if there's anybody ginger on TikTok, I go immediately to the comments and someone's always like, thank you, Black King. Thank you, Black Queen.
I think that it is so fun and it is so sweet. And it is really sweet to see the gingers who are like, I've always been picked on, like growing up. Like they've been getting like really emotional about feeling included. And I just think it's precious.
I think it's beautiful. Ed Sheeran, that's why he can keep a beat.
He was the first person I thought of.
You said Ed Sheeran, hello.
Ed Sheeran and Lindsay Lohan as a child.
As a child. Now there's some color wave going on.
That is my black sister. Like, what are we talking about? Duh.
I love that.
But yes, also
the Weasleys.
The Weasleys.
All of them. They were black.
All of them were black.
J.K. Rowling did not name them horrible racist names like she did to actual black people in her book.
Even
but
talk
we're not
about
going to go into that.
Prince Harry, we already knew he was kind of black. When he did his finger like this to them people, we knew. But yeah, I'm like, hey, cousins.
Yeah, Megan Sussex almost said that's a black king.
I don't understand the like science behind it.
It's a genetic trait, like a recessive gene specifically, that is found in both.
Black people?
Yeah.
That is a way better thing that I was going to do because, I don't know stuff. And I was going to assume something that probably would have taken everything back that I just said about Beyonce.
Yeah.
Something about, like, albino.
I knew you was going there. Shut up. But okay, genes, genetics, science.
Come on, genetics, yes.
But yes, I love that they're a part of our community, and welcome to all the gingers.
And like I said, just keep if it stays that way, keep your eye out at the Beyonce concert for a little nod to that.
Okay.
She's staying with the times. I will say there was one guy on TikTok who ruined it for everybody about as quick as we were getting there. It was some I don't know if he was MAGA or whatever, but he was some red-haired guy, and he was like, "So now that I'm technically black, like, do I need to take the battery out of my smoke detector?" And I was like,
"You're voted out. You're out."
All right, you want to know another redhead that's burning it down?
Annabelle.
"Who?" Like, hold on, Annabelle?
That's funny. So Annabelle,
the
you know the
scary
scary
doll?
doll. So allegedly, but truthfully, she got moved.
She's on a world tour right now.
Oh, not her going on tour before us.
Not her and Beyonce.
They are literally taking her to like some of the most haunted places in America, which Lorraine Warren from The Conjuring, like, she did not want her moved. And then the day they move her to New Orleans, Nottoway Plantation,
Burned to
So she's an ally.
the ground.
Annabelle is an ally.
That's what because she black. She a black girl.
And she got the red hair.
Listen.
She said, "Stand
okay,
up."
don't do it.
If she sang it.
That's a funny callback. I sat there kicking my feet with a smile on my face watching that plantation burn to the ground.
Oh, I did the Michelle Obama gif.
And the funniest is the fireman. He's a black man that was like, "What you do as a firefighter when it burned down?" And he pulled out a chair.
Not a callback to the Alabama brawl.
Listen. Burn them all down.
Burn them all down. I did see people say, they're like, "Oh, it's so sad. This piece of history is burning to the ground." I was like, "Go to the World War II Museum. Go to the Titanic Museum."
Ain't nobody sad.
Yeah. Go to your grandma's house.
I wonder what started the fire. Does anybody know?
Annabelle.
Say it again.
Annabelle.
This is Annabelle.
Have you seen the videos of like them? So it was burning. They put the fire out and it relit. But there's, she's taking my words. There's also video, like multiple videos of like it's burning and you can see people walking, like in the house.
Not Shadrach, Meshach, and the Billy Goat.
That's what I'm saying. A big Negro is what I call him.
That's your cross the bear.
I love Shadrach, Meshach, and a big Negro. Okay, so that's just how I picture it. There was a gentleman on TikTok I saw where I do all my research that he said he grew up low-key, like working on the plantation, like for events.
Oh.
Yes, and he was like, he lives like near the, like on the same property, and they would use the big house for, weddings, how people be doing. Mm-hmm. And he said,
shout out to Blake Lively.
Yeah, literally. And he said that one weird thing was that the power could go out everywhere else except for the big house. Always had power. He was like, that's where we would go, like if there was bad inclement weather, blah, 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 because the power never went out. Second thing he said, he would like be playing outside, like right before it gets dark, and his ball would go toward the house and he'd go get it. And he's like, you could see people walking in the windows.
Well, she didn't stop because I don't know if it was a day later or 2 days later, 11 inmates from one of the prisons all escaped.
I saw them. They pulled the toilet off the wall and went through the wall, child.
They got to be tiny.
No, it was like a huge hole that an adult could fit through. And then they left a message that said, "This was too easy."
Not an escape game at the prison.
Literally. And some people were like, "I'm innocent," and then some people wrote, "This was too easy," and they escaped. Take Annabelle's ass back home.
Wait, okay. I have a question because I don't do like scary like that. Mm-hmm. When it's like let's talk to the devil and like all that.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I do when a stranger calls. Is Annabelle a real doll?
Yes.
It's not like when Megan came out and they were just sending a little AI doll around the thing.
No, like the rag dolls. It's like that.
Like Raggedy Ann?
Yeah, literally, it's.
Let me see this. That's Annabelle. She got a makeover for Hollywood. Woke. I don't like it.
Send Annabelle back home. She told the lady said don't move her. Put her back.
Maybe take her to like a few more plantations and then send her home.
That's true.
I don't support the taking around of the doll because it sounds like that is crazy. But I do support the plantation burning down. So if that was your one stop on your tour, kind of like J-Lo, one and we got to cancel the rest. So there you go. Well, that's fun.
Okay, moving on.
Moving on along.
Girl.
Speaking of the dolls taking stuff down.
And speaking of redheads. Because in My Little Mermaid, she a redhead. She a black girl too.
I was connecting it.
So DDG, HAILEY got a restraining order on her child's father, DDG.
Which I'm glad you did, but a few months too late, in my opinion.
Okay, I have so many thoughts. Let's start with good for her for protecting her and herself and her child.
She looks happy and healthy.
She really does, and she genuinely looks happier. Secondly, the amount of people who are taking up for him and saying as if she's done something wrong. She showed up to court with photos of her lip busted up. They obviously got into a physical altercation. She no longer feels safe. There's nothing to defend. And lastly, corny. How corny do you have to be to get on your live stream?
I was just about to ask because I didn't read about the story. I said, did he get the restraining order and immediately hop on Twitch?
Hopped on his live stream, had a fake conversation with AI HAILEY on the live stream and still lost the debate with the fake HAILEY. I said, this boy needs help.
Can I tell you something? As a white to a black, if I'm in a place of white people and we say it's corny, in a way, it's almost like a compliment. If a black person calls me corny, I'm getting under the sheet. I'm like, go back to go, do not collect 200. Like corny, we're like doing corny. Like it's like kind of fun, but like we're being silly. Corny, when like anybody else says it, I'm like,
funny. I've never really noticed that.
give me this.
I've never noticed that. That's really interesting.
That's crazy. Should I do the rest? The free ad.
But yeah, it also annoys me the people on the internet who are like, we tried to tell her she don't need to be with him. Da, da, da.
She's not reading these comments.
We don't know her.
We don't know her. And you got to let people live.
And you have to let people, and she has a beautiful child from this relationship, which is such a blessing, but good for her.
I hope they both find their peace because let me tell you what, that is rough. I don't know.
And similarly, Tory Lanez. Child.
He is in there getting sliced up.
Okay, can I be a conspiracy theorist? Conspiracy. So, allegedly, Tory Lanez was stabbed multiple times in prison.
Like 11 or 12, right?
14, I heard.
Allegedly. He
was rushed to the hospital and was in the ICU. He was on a vent. The reports came out. There was a iOS press release put on his Instagram saying he was stabbed 14 times, brought to the emergency hospital, was on a vent but communicating normally.
He's doing sign language.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Cause how you do that?
Was he doing color purple? Mama.
So red flag was, I'm sorry, and Gabe, you know better than anybody working in the ER. 14 times intubated on a vent and you just kicking it?
It sounds like you got two hands to heaven.
And literally not communicating.
Unless they like weaned off the sedation to see if he was still.
But then are you talking around your vent?
No.
How do you, my grandmother was on a ventilator and that was like one of the big things is you can't talk. And she lost her singing voice when it finally came out because it was in there for so long.
Correct.
It damages her vocal cords.
Correct, because they just jam it in there.
Oh.
Especially when you're coming in on an emergency.
Yeah.
So I was already like, that don't really sound right. They're either trying to make it sound better than it is, or they're just lying.
Do a little PR.
Correct. Well, then, a day later, the security guard from the night of the shooting incident, comes out and says that Tory wasn't the one who shot Megan, it was the friend.
So this is what I'm seeing. We've got the PR, stab, but he's recovering. And then maybe they're like, okay, now that the name's out there, because like we see this on the algorithm all the time. It's like if you're talking about something and you talk about something close to it, your video can go viral too. And it's like, well, now this guy's going to talk, and so maybe this is like what they wanted all together.
But baby, what was you at? The trial is done.
Not double jeopardy. Don't call Ashley Judd.
And my second question is, let's all put our thinking caps on. Do we really think Tory Lanez is going to take jail time for this random heifer?
No.
Do we really think he's just that much of a person who was like low-key gonna get deported? Mm-hmm. He was like, you know what? I'm a real nigga. I'm gonna take one for her. No.
Like, that's her. That's her, officer, right there singing like a canary.
And also, then what was he on the phone when he called Megan from jail and was apologizing and it was recorded? What was he apologizing for if he didn't shoot her?
Yeah. So it sounds like somebody wanted a little monies.
I'm confused by the whole thing. I hope that these people wouldn't fake stage a situation for attention.
Girl, welcome to politics.
But that's bad.
Tory Lanez sounds like a women's shapewear brand.
Girl, you look so good. Girl, I'm wearing Tory
Lanez.
It really
no
does.
seam line or nothing.
It really does. But yeah, it pissed me off. It pissed me off that Megan has to go through this again with people. It's like the Megan and the HAILEY thing happening back to back just shows people's like hate for women and black women in particular, and why we're so quick to defend these men who don't really offer much is beyond.
Look, I can already tell you, like I've said before, when we do our clips and we've criticized Diddy, Kanye, anybody, we get run up and down. We get a train of nasty words run on us, and I'm just like, okay, well,
I'm okay
we're
with
right.
that. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Speaking of Diddy.
I was going to say, did you hear who got a train run up and down on him? The Meek Mill leaked audio?
Oh, girl, we been heard it.
She goes, we've been heard that. I go, what?
Girl, we been heard it.
And Meek, he a friend of Dorothy?
Meek Mill is a rapper.
I'm aware who Meek Mill is.
Oh.
I didn't know if there was audio of him being gay.
So there's allegedly there was a lot of homosexual activity happening at the Diddy parties.
Duh.
There was an alleged recording of Meek Mill engaging in group sex.
Oh, yeah. Getting a blown out cow.
And allegedly the audio was leaked. Gay late.
No, I love, I will say as a gay, hello Gabe, I love that they're like, there's confirmed that a gay guy was having sex with multiple men at a party, and me and Gabe are like, welcome to trivia night. Yeah, welcome to trivia night. Like,
but yeah.
We turned on the gay music videos and said, who's first? No, not really.
But yes, this Diddy situation, have y'all been keeping up?
I kept up a little bit. I was in Chicago at Beyonce.
Well,
but Cassie
took the stand multiple days in a row. She is now done, I believe, because I think they said that she could only do a certain amount of days and she had to like be out of town or something. Her testimony, it's obvious they are trying to build the sex trafficking and racketeering case, showing that Cassie and these other people, sex workers, were not able to leave the premises. The defense is doing, actually, I think, a really good job of turning the narrative and saying this isn't a human or sex trafficking racketeering case. This is a domestic violence issue. And that is the spin that they're taking right now, saying he is guilty of domestic violence. He is guilty of, I guess, what we would consider like deviant behavior, but that this was not a sex trafficking situation.
So you're saying the defense is doing a good job of that?
They are.
Does it make you nervous?
It does.
Yeah.
Especially because I think what's the people who aren't the defense? The prosecution are relying really heavily on Cassie's testimony. But also we have a decade's worth of text messages between Cassie and Diddy where it seems as if she was a willing participant, at least in some capacity at some point in this relationship. Cassie gets on the stand and says, I was afraid of him. I was afraid to tell him no. I was, I loved him and wanted to please him. I did not want to do this. And then on the flip side, it's in text messages where she's openly saying something different.
Yeah.
And I think first, poor Cassie, that she has to even like live through this.
Yeah.
Especially this happening when she was such a young woman. And
you go watch that Me and You video if that's when all this started. She looks like baby Zendaya.
She is a baby, and like this was one of her first really serious, committed relationships, and she was not very sexually experienced either. And it really makes me hurt for her that she felt like she had to do those things, and even like the fact that her husband has to sit there and listen to. It just is all very gross.
Well, there's three big things I want to talk about. First of all, people are giving big ups to her husband because he was like really like, you did this great, you're awesome. Like I am not. He's like, I'm not so and so. Like I'm Cassie's husband in this moment, and like I'm proud to be that. The second thing I saw was I need the. I get that it's a part of the thing. The news's obsession with the baby oil part. It's just like, that's like all they want to talk about. And I was like, there's deeper issues to it. Like, we get it. He was slicking up and like going
I
up.
think what initially was that everyone assumed that the baby oil was laced with something. And I think now that's kind of been debunked. It was just.
Yeah. He was just wanting to slip and slide all over Meek Mill, allegedly.
That it was just baby oil.
My third thing was I heard about when the testimony started, all of his daughters walked out. And they said that was very telling to, I guess.
Those poor babies. Those poor babies.
Sometimes that's all you can say.
To have to sit through, it's all just very gross. And like even the things that were said, I don't even want to repeat it because like it literally physically makes me ill. It's so sad all around. And the saddest part from like the Cassie perspective is that like it has to be questioned. Like she's actively telling us that she did not want to do this anymore, that she did not want to be a part of this. But then, like I said, they're actively showing messages, letters of things that is contradicting.
Well, I think that too. And then lawyers, thank you for a lot of the hard work you do, but some lawyers are greasy car salesmen wrapped up in a nicer suit, and they will twist it. I mean, it's like if you can't be a lawyer, go be a reality show television producer because you have a really good way of twisting whatever narrative you want for what you're wanting people to see.
And I think when it comes to abuse and being stuck, feeling stuck in a situation and actually loving the person, it's easy to try to convince yourself that you want to be a part of whatever the situation is. And I think she probably suffered from a little bit of that too. Like nobody wants to get urinated on. Well,
piss play is real.
Nobody wants to get urinated on in that situation to where they're gagging and throwing up and obviously not wanting to be a part of the
golden shower.
Random men, sex workers who are not even attractive.
Yeah.
It was all a lot. I will say Dawn Richard also has been on the stand and has given a lot of insight to the relationship with Diddy. One person who I'm of two minds about is Aubrey O'Day. And this is why. For the last 2 years, Aubrey O'Day been telling everybody who listen that the reckoning was coming and she got so much to say and there's so much to do and X, Y, element, OP.
I'll tell you about every minute we had on making the band and how much I hated it since.
She's been subpoenaed, I believe, to speak in court and has refused. On one hand, people be dying and stuff. So I get being like...
Cars getting blown up.
Yeah, like I get being like, is it really worth it to be dead? But at the same time, like, girl, you've been going on and on and on for years.
Yeah.
You had a relationship with him, this, that, and the third. You have all this information. Like, why would you not take the opportunity to say something?
You think it's because she's not getting a check? And I mean, here's the thing: if Diddy's going to go after people and blow up cars and do all that stuff, wouldn't he have already done it if she's on? I don't know, like talk about it podcast.
Literally, that's true. I don't know, but it is annoying. And like, I was like, dang, Aubrey, I've been on your side, and like. it does make her look like an attention fame junkie.
Yeah.
Who like is only in it for the personal gain and not like the greater good. Like this woman is 9 months pregnant and got up here and told her story. And you can't show up for a day or two to like corroborate. It kind of annoyed me.
Yeah. And but your second mind was like people be dying.
Yeah,
people.
And I get it.
Yeah. So
all that to say,
two
like
minds working together. Yeah. All that to say, peace and blessings to Cassie. Anyone affected. I mean, again, I hope justice is served.
And shout out to our girl Melissa Goolsby. I'm not a lawyer, but that is who I've been getting a lot of my info from. She's posting 2-3 videos a day, just keeping everybody updated. So shout out to her.
Keeping us informed because I'm not reading all that.
Girl.
Yeah, for real.
All right, moving on along.
Moving on along.
You know who did get Red the House Down? Jesse Solomon in Summer House.
Did you watch?
Yeah, I watched it with y'all. I did.
Okay, tell me your thoughts.
Here's my big thought because I don't got all to say. Listen, men are men,
mm-hmm.
and that T-shirt available soon. Men are men,
mm-hmm.
but I don't Lexi like that.
I see.
I don't like it. There's just something, and we're talking about don't blame women, all that kind of stuff. And I'm sorry, I don't want to sound like a woman hater, but there was something there that is giving, I'm not done being on TV.
Well, duh.
So Jesse, he was doing a lot. He was lying by omission, which I've always been curious about. Do you think that's real?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Moving on along.
Do you not think it's real?
I just think sometimes it's a way that people will manipulate it because like you should have told me. And it's like there's some things you don't need, like you said, mind your business about some things. I think like no. I think like if we're husband and wife and you're like, did you cheat on me? And I'm like, what? Like, that's lying by omission.
No, lying by omission would be we kissed, but that's all we kissed.
Yeah.
And really, you was
3 fingers deep.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's lying by omission.
Okay. Well, okay. I take it more to like the social side. It's like, well, did y'all hang out? I mean, like, yeah, we had like a party. You were specifically not invited because everybody says you're very annoying to be around. I leave that out. And I don't feel like that's lying. I feel like that's protecting your feelings.
No, that's not lying by omission, though.
Okay, see, then I was kind of right. I'm of two minds.
Yeah, I feel like that's just lying.
Oh, okay. I don't think that's lying.
Wait, you're saying there was a party. They're asking you if there was a party, and you're saying no?
No, I'm saying, no, like we had a party, and he was like, oh, I wonder why I didn't get invited. I was like, well, I wasn't in charge of the list. But in reality, I was like, girl, they think you're annoying.
That's the same thing.
Oh, okay. Well, then we're...
Yeah.
So back to Jesse Solomon.
Yeah.
He was doing a lot, but Lexi just gives like, I want to be a Kardashian, you know? I don't really know how to place it. Everybody seems real chill in that house. Mm-hmm. And the only other person who was kind of, working my nerves, but we'll get to this, was Lindsay with her whole like freedom dinner or whatever.
Girl,
and
get
so
outta here.
yeah, that's my thing. But y'all are way more versed on the history, the residuals.
I think that this was a classic case of deep miscommunication. Mm-hmm. I think a lot of people were saying words, meaning Lexi and Jesse, and they obviously don't hear each other.
Yeah.
Now, I will say, highlight of the episode was Kyle walking around not knowing what the hell was going on, just trying so hard to piece the pieces together and figure it out. I will say, from Lexi's point of view, I see how she has the perception that Jesse's trying to make her look crazy. Mm-hmm. And I think that from her perception, that is valid. Mm-hmm. What I don't understand and what I didn't like was during their breakup conversation, the way that she was talking about him as if he screwed every person up and down the Hamptons.
Twice.
Like,
and then said bend over again.
When she was like, you've changed me. I don't trust people anymore. I was like, girl, this is not the days of our lives.
No, this is not the days of our lives.
Relax.
And also, like, you didn't even, again, she almost didn't even seem like she was very into the relationship to begin with.
No, she got in a relationship to try to prolong her situation there, is what I think.
She said, I'm not done being on TV.
And that's what I think. And I think, too, like, okay, he got his toe sucked. and he flirted with Sierra too hard. Like, he didn't sleep with anybody that we know of. It wasn't like he was being mad disrespectful and bringing women in and out of the house. Like, he made poor judgment, but she made it sound like he was this horrible person. And I didn't like that. It was giving very much gaslighter.
Gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss. Let me tell you what, Gabe, what do you think?
However, we're not going to let Jesse off because the way he keeps throwing Sierra under the bus.
See, I didn't see it like that.
I didn't either.
I didn't.
I think what he was saying about the whole Sierra thing, I think she was trying to cover her tracks because he was like, she kept talking about like, oh, like you're hanging out with Sierra at the U.S. Open.
I've heard Sierra more out of his mouth than I have Lexi's.
Because she doesn't do it on camera.
That's the tea.
But I don't think he says what he tells listen, I don't like Blind Lexi either, but I think he tells her way more off camera about like, well, Sierra did this and Sierra did that.
Well, that's smart. I mean, that's smart to do it off camera.
But that's what I'm saying. I think that's like.
I mean, that's the thing though. Is
saying.
like, but if you're on a reality show that long, it is kind of like this is a conversation we don't have in front of cameras, and it feels like the way it confirms her I want to be on TV. She's like, well, he told me in a private dinner when none of the cameras were there that blah 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 blah, and I was like, no.
Right, but what I'm saying is he is telling her this stuff.
But we don't know that. I think that his feelings were hurt with how the Sierra stuff went down when she was angry with him. And like any friend group, as you know, we all know, when there's two people beefing in the friend group, you tend to go to everybody else in the friend group and vent.
Mm-hmm. Me and Ellen.
And you
we beefing right now.
And you say, this person said this person said that, like this hurt my feelings. I don't know why she's acting like this. I don't know why she's acting like that. I think that's normal friend stuff.
No, I know, and I get that. What I'm saying is I feel like Sierra keeps catching these strays. Yeah. Like even when they were in the bedroom and she was like, Jesse said something, she's like, what?
And that is one thing with the like situation. I saw both sides. I saw that Jesse was probably venting to his girlfriend about their mutual friend. Mm-hmm. She probably did feel defensive of him and like she hurt his feelings. Sierra hurt Jesse's feelings. So as the girlfriend, she's probably like, well, no, like it's not cool for her to treat you this way. And Wes, and me, and
Mm-hmm.
What I didn't think was cool was when you see the relationship mending to then come back and be like, why are you still friends with her? Mm-hmm. Like, it wasn't that deep. And that's the thing. It's like, none of these fights are friendship ending fights.
Yeah.
And like that you should be happy as her friend, as his girlfriend, to be like, oh, him and one of his really close friends are like getting back together. Like he's happier, like in this situation. It just all felt very dramatic. And I also did feel like the timing of Jesse to bring that up was strategic. Because we're not even talking about that. And that's why Kyle got confused.
He said whoosh.
Because it really didn't make any sense for him to bring it up. Although I think it's true. Mm-hmm. It didn't make sense for him to bring it up in that moment. It felt strategic, like he was trying to pull people on his side and be mad at her.
The bigger beef of the episode for me was Lindsay. Doing her big-ass freedom dinner about being free from Carl, which why would you ever want to be? And then ordering Jimmy John's.
Like, she said, I went up to his sandwiches like she got damn gourmet sandwiches. Bitch, you got Jimmy John's.
There was pickles in a jar.
No shade, because I love Jimmy John's.
Jimmy John's sponsor us, hello.
I really do. I be eating Jimmy John's.
But she was acting like they were going to go.
Their pesto pasta salad, bomb.
I think I might get Jimmy John's for dinner, low-key.
So good.
That sounds so good.
We're having pizza for dinner.
Oh, we are? We already ordered it?
No, but at our party.
Oh, okay. But yeah, it was a big deal, and we watched What Happens Live. We watched What Happens Live. Wow. After that, and they were like, "Do we think this was too much?" And I'm glad the rest of the audience agrees with it. Yes, because what was this big freedom dinner? You were not getting out of this abusive relationship. If anyone should be having a freedom dinner, it's Cassie.
That part.
That's the real tea.
That's the real tea. I will tell you this, and I'm gonna stand on it, and I add more to it if I take it back. If it were me, and I'm pregnant, and my man posted a year after his whatever with his ex-girlfriend and posted that on Instagram, my head would pop off my body.
Wait,
and that wouldn't be my boyfriend no more. If it were me and the person I was with posted that long of a post about their ex.
Oh, yeah.
Do you still want her, yes or no? Because you could go back over there.
And you are with Jimmy John's.
And I'm big pregnant.
Do we know the new person? Have they been on camera?
What new person?
Lindsay's new boo.
Oh no.
No.
He's private.
He's private practice.
But I would have been mad as hell. And how disrespectful of your new partner to post publicly about your ex could never be me.
And see, I haven't seen the other season, so I don't know if it was amicable, if it was awful, it was crazy. So
It was not amicable.
Okay, so there, I'm just like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, he did everything but leave her thoughts. But then again,
Because he knew I was out there.
But then again, Lindsay was not, and this is the thing, they were awful to each other. They were awful to each other. And they needed to break up. I think he was just the one to pull the trigger. I don't think she would have ever done it. But like, you are so moved on that you are pregnant with another man's child. I think it's best that you shut up.
So you telling women to shut up.
Hush.
I will say this, my one thing I have beef with Carl with, it seems like the week we were in New York, he was on some kind of wellness withdrawal from society retreat. And now that we're back and I actively follow him, he's doing everything at every corner of New York that you could think of. Running, biking, jogging, going to premieres. I'm like, and where were you 2 weeks ago, bitch?
Well, we'll let you know, Carl, the next time we're in town.
Yeah.
Maybe we can meet up.
Carl, call us up.
This week is the season finale. And they released the reunion looks.
Oh, excited.
The ladies look beautiful.
Florals.
And there is rumored to be like a big announcement at the reunion. And people think it's either one going to be Lindsay leaving the show and possibly Paige, or them announcing that the girls are getting a spin-off show of their life in New York.
In the city.
Who, Paige and Sierra and them?
Paige, Sierra, Amanda, Lindsay.
I would love a spin-off of them in the city. The more Paige I can see, the better. I just can't. There's not enough Paige content for me to be happy.
Consume.
I would love to see her. I like the other girls too. Obviously, I'd love to see Sierra and Amanda, but that would be awesome.
I love that. Okay, so final thoughts, Lessingham. Do you have anything else you want to say?
We saw what's the name of that movie? Day Out Tomorrow.
The Problem with Tomorrow, the weekend movie.
We saw Hurry Up Tomorrow. Do not waste your time or your money. It was terrible.
I've seen a lot of stuff on Twitter about his acting, especially that one part. He's like, "Shut up! What the up? Like, what is like? Just be quiet." And someone was like, "No, this is real Gen Z acting because that's how they act when they have an attitude."
It was so bad.
But didn't we already learn our lesson from The Idol?
I never saw that.
I didn't either.
I leaned over to Raven. I was like, this is giving like, he wanted this to be like a visual album that lasted about 20 songs too much. When she started singing Guiding Light.
I thought it was Blinded Light.
Whatever.
I'm blinded by the light.
Jenny Ortega?
Girl, standing up on the bed.
No.
It was so bad. I was playing games on my phone.
Here's my thing. And for no particular reason, I don't really vibe with The Weeknd like that.
Me either.
So I'm just like, okay, like he's got a movie out. Good for her.
Yeah, but we did see Shadow Force, and it was really good with Kerry Washington.
Okay, work. Yeah, y'all saw like 4 movies.
We saw 4 movies
I was in
back to back.
Chicago, basically drunk at a gay bar the whole weekend, minus Beyonce. Y'all were at the movies.
Yeah.
You saw Thundercats.
No.
Thunderbolts.
We saw that last time. We didn't see that. We saw Final Destination 3. We saw
No, Final Destination 6.
One thing scary movies franchise are going to do is they're going to run it up.
Is it not the 3rd? When they weren't calling it FD3, I made that up.
You met.
There are more than 3.
Final Destination 3 has Ryan Merriman.
I gotta say, because I've seen 5 of them.
Yeah.
We saw Final Destination 6. We saw Clown on the Cornfield. We saw the Weekend movie, and we saw Shadow Force.
Shadow Force.
Back to back to back, baby.
That y'all just gang banged out the Regal. Y'all said we gonna empty that popcorn bucket.
Out of those 4, which would you choose? Tell them to go see.
Shadow Force, 100%.
The one with Kerry Washington.
100%.
Do you have anything else you want to add? You got your first.
Yeah. I'm just joking. I got my first customer with Hey Batch.
How'd it go?
It was amazing. It was her 21st birthday, first time in Nashville. Her mom surprised her, got good review.
That balloon was arching.
It was gorgeous.
Said she cried, so.
Oh,
we're going to throw a photo up of the arch. So go ahead and plug Hey Batch right now.
Yeah, so if you're coming to Nashville for a birthday, bachelor, bachelorette, whatever, and you don't want to decorate or do anything, just have it ready when you come. Go to heybatchnash.com. Use code REWIND for 10% off.
And this photo you're seeing is literally all created by Gabe. He kicked us out of the Summer House viewing party to make this balloon
True
arch.
that. And congratulations. We're very proud of you.
Seriously. The last thing I'll say about the Beyonce thing is I forgot to say this, she noticed my sign and pointed directly at me.
I don't believe you.
I have a video of it. I had my little
had a
phone.
sign?
I had my phone, the blinking one where when we go to the gay bars, I say, "You're hot" to guys. I put "Love You Queen" and I did it, and she was looking at signs and she was like, singing a song that may or may not be on there, and then she would be like, "Happy birthday," and then she'd be like, "Hello, Clarence," and she saw mine, and she pointed at me, and she winked, and I go, and I levitated.
So you
off
know
into the
Beyonce.
ground. I know Beyonce. Beyonce was us. She's going to be on the pod. Not
Don't hold your breath.
There's a video of me. You can see it on my post where she comes up close to me, and I just go, Beyonce! It was great, but I will ask this, the final thing. Is there any song that you're like, and I'm not going to let you see my face, that you're like, please, God, let her sing this?
It'd have to be something older.
Okay.
Like
Check on It?
Ooh, that would be a fun one.
Yeah.
Yeah, something from that era. Like before I got to see an actual show.
Okay.
It would be something that I've never seen her do live before. Yeah.
Well, with all that being said, thank you so much for listening to this episode of Rewind the Podcast. If you want to listen to other episodes of Rewind the Podcast, you can listen on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you like podcasts. We're not here to tell you what you like because you are a grown adult who can go to 4 movies a week if you want. But hey, guess what? If you want to watch the podcast and see our beautiful faces, you can watch us on the YouTubes. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and sign up for alerts because we are cranking out new stuff. Like the new episode of Blake and Raven Be Doing Stuff will be out next Monday, so make sure you're subscribed and liked. With all that being said, Raven.
Like Blake said, if you listen to us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, leave us 5 stars and a review. You can find me on all social media platforms at I Am Raven Dawson.
And I am chronically online. You can find me anywhere there's a social media site at Blake Rackley. And with all that being said, we'll see you
Next week.
next time.
Peace.
Bye-bye. Ta-ta. Thanks for listening to Rewind the Podcast.
Rewind the Podcast is a Laurel Street production hosted by Raven Dawson and Blake Rackley.
Rewind the Podcast is recorded in Nashville, Tennessee, and produced by Gabe Bryant.
Our theme song is Famous Nobodies, performed by Rackley.
Written by Blake Rackley and Matt Pingle, and produced by David Spencer.
To contact Rewind the Podcast about sponsorship, business inquiries, or just to say hey, please email at thatrewindpodcast@gmail.com.
Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.